on what relationship in database is all about. All right. Okay.
Okolo Maxwell.
All right. Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening, sir.
What I
What I
understood
understood.
with the term relationship in database has to do with the link connecting two tables together, the link connecting two tables together, how two tables, how data are connected to each other. That is what I understood by relationship.
I love that.
Love that.
Our data
Our
is
data is
connected to each
connected to
other.
each other.
All right.
All right.
All right.
All
Next.
right.
That guy.
Next.
Good evening,
Good evening,
everyone.
everyone.
To my best of understanding, I believe that relationship with database is just a relationship, or should I call it association between two things, how they relate, how they connect, how does what happens to a data in a specific table affects another data, how they can use how a table B can use a certain data in table A, how they correlate, how they interchange data within one another. That is what we call data relationship.
I love that. I love that. I think that is perfect. How they, connect to each other. Now let me go a bit broad. Let's look at Twitter, right? So when you look at the Twitter data structure, they have different data structure, ranging from trending, you know, different engagement. No, I'm looking about the data structure which me and you use every day in Twitter, like the Twitter followers, right? Twitter following and followers. So when you look at the relationship between following and followers, right? We have the user database table. We have the profile table, and some people may say, "I want the difference between profile and user." They are really different. Different tables, because a user, when you are registering, you are every input you are sending is on the user table. That's why you have few limited information, like phone number, the email, the username, the password. Then when we are done with that, move into the next page. Some platform, based on the logic, when you are done, you now move into another page where you update the profile, update your full name, update your location. So those information that has the location, the full name, where you upload where you upload your picture, right? Your profile cover, it is the profile. Now there's a relationship between that particular profile to username. So the relationship between them. So for those two to be able to work together, for those two to be able to exchange information, there must be a relationship. Without a connectivity, without a connection between the two of them, it is not going to be possible. Okay, now this is what I mean. How the profile and the user connects. For you to have a profile, you must be a user. You must have registered account in Twitter. Then when you register that account, a profile will now be created for you on the behind the scene, where you can be able to fill those information. Then after you're done with that profile, maybe you create profile, boom, you have your post model, post table, where you can create your tweets. For post table, we may have a post description. You have pictures where you put pictures and files. Then boom, that is now connected to likes or tweets and retweets and share. Right? You have your table. Make you click share, boom, it goes into your database table. Now for you to be able to get all the comments on a particular post, there must be a relationship. Because without that, let's say you want to get a particular post, comment on a particular post. Let's say I post obedient expert training and people comment. Now, Twitter want to display that comment on the comment section. Without relationship, there's no way you can do that, because you need to go through that post ID, post.comment. You now see all the comments. But when there is no relationship between two of them, there's no way you can filter them. Like same thing with Facebook, the same thing with YouTube. When you upload a video on YouTube and you have a lot of relationship between the viewers, how many people that have viewed their post, how many people that engage, how many people that have shared, how many people that have liked, how many people that have commented. So this is the reason why we need relationship. Maybe you go to Facebook and then somebody posts a picture, a video that you like, you just comment, boom, maybe comment come, you see the comments on the comment section. Without the relationship, there is no way you can filter. So when I use the word filter, filter means to get a particular object, either a single object or a multiple object on the database. So basically on today's class, we are going to be doing majorly about the database schema. You learn how we can create a database schema. So schema is just like a virtual representative of your project, right? What it look like. So we are not going to be creating it, like using it in real project, but we are going to create a schema. So this schema would give you an idea or an overview of what you are going to be building. Without the schema, there is nothing you can do. If you don't get the schema right, then there is a problem when it comes to your database structuring. So I'll be sharing my scheme so that we'll move further on today class. I want to thank you once again, the guy, for this wonderful platform you have given us. Without this platform, do you know that I had issue with my Vimo? Is it Vimeo or Vivimo? I tried downloading, not installing again. This platform has been very helpful, and I've already saved me a lot of data cost in uploading the video. I really appreciate for that. Thank you very much. The award is well deserved. All right. Let me quickly.
Welcome, sir.
All right. Welcome. All right. So, let me move on. All right. Oh, I don't really want this. I needed something. Don't know why it is covering on my screen. I think I have to just share a single page. Let me just share that single page because I wanted to like to play it so it can be more visible, more visible. All right, let me do that. Okay. All right. So when I play now, it's going to be a bit okay. All right. We are going to be looking about database relationship, right? Somebody said that database relationship is the connectivity relationship between a table, right, to another table, right? So you can see it here. When a table reference the data from another table. So when you are referencing the data from what? Another table. So it's called relationship. So most of you are into relationship. Most of you are married, but you still have a side chick. Most of you are not married, but you have girlfriend. So there is a relationship. So a relationship between a father, a wife, and a husband. So usually for Christians, a man should have one wife, and a wife should have one husband, right? But in Africa also the same thing. Or in Africa, a wife must have one husband. The husband can have many wives in some tradition, but in Christianity, I feel that Christianity practice what we call a one-on-one relationship. Yes, because the president, I got that idea from Mr. President. I now realized that relationship, the marriage is one-on-one relationship. I was actually, when I was going through this class today, my wife was like, what is the relationship you are talking about? I said, do you know what is one-on-one relationship? He said, no. Do you know what is many-to-many relationships? I said, yeah, it is what it is for you. So when a table is referenced to another table, it's called a relationship. So the key in the reference table is called the primary key, foreign key. So we're going to be looking at the foreign key because they are unique references. So when a database wants to reference to another database, so that there are some a relationship don't goes directly to the table, but it goes to the column. So that particular column is not treated like every other keys. It's called a foreign key. It's treated uniquely because it has access to a very unique information, and the database management system treat it uniquely, and the way you program it now sends signal to the server. And then why the table, the key in the reference is called the database. That means the key that that in the reference, the main key who is you are giving out is called the foreign key. We are going to be looking at the practical letters. Why the key in the referencing table is called the primary key. So we're going to be looking at the difference between the primary key, look at the practical aspect of it. So now, but it is the matter of perspective. Now, if a table profile is linked to a user, right? If a table profile is linked to a user, determining which the primary and the foreign key depend on the table you are looking for. So, like I said, the foreign key can't just say, okay, this is a foreign key, right? Let's say, for example, if, like, for example, now the profile is the one referencing the user. What I mean by referencing means that the profile is the one referencing the user, means that when it comes to the user model, you are going to see a profile, right? Which is not doable, right? A profile cannot reference the user. The user is the profile, the one that will reference the user, because the profile must have the user name field. Because as a profile, you must have a username, a user that you are connecting with. Now, database relationship are the association between different tables in relational database. So it's association between two different tables, communication between two different tables in relational database. Now, in a relationship, database management system or DMS, data is organized into what? A table. So in the database management system, the data are organized into what? A table. Like I explained earlier, if you want to create a table of a student, so you got a table, then you have what we call a column. So each of the data will have what? A column. For instance, you have a student will have a name. The name is what? Is the column. Why the student model is what? Is called the table, right? So the relationship between those tables determine how the data in one table is connected to the data in another table. So the relationship between those tables determine how the data in one table is connected to the data in another table. So when we talk about the database schema, I have explained this earlier. Database schema, before you build any application, before you build any software, before you develop any software, it is very important that you sit down, come up with what we call DDS, which is document specification. So come on with that document specification. Then the next thing is now start your schema, right? Your database was schema, where you can sit down and define each database. Let's say, for instance, you want to create a customer management system, or maybe you are building a social media app, right? Okay, you have the mind, the social media app, of course, they need to register, right? When they register, you create the registration database. Then, as you're creating that database, there are some questions you need to ask. Are they going to verify their account? Are they going to do KYC, right? So these are the questions you will need to ask your customer or ask a company you are working for. That's why you have the document specification document that will be able to give you an overview of what you are writing. Then when you are creating this database, you know that, okay, these are going to log in. Are they going to use their phone number to log in? Like in Obidient Tech Space, we are not using email or username, right? We are using phone number. So you can decide when the users are logging in, are they going to use phone number? Are they going to use password? There are some platform you will register, maybe a platform you try, some software you try to do something. You just need to use a unique identification. Either that unique identification will be sent to you via email. All you need to do is to type it, and then boom, you log in, right? So are they going to use those password or username? Then you sit down and come up with a schema, the flow, how it's going to work when somebody register on a database. What field is relating to another field? What field are you going to make unique? What are you going to make null or true? So these are the things that you are required to look at first. This is called schema. I call it a blueprint, right? A schema is a blueprint that describes how a database is structured and how its data is recognized. So it is typically represented visually. So it is typically represented visually using an entity relationship diagram, right? So it is a blueprint of your design. Like I said, database is very important. It is very, very important that you understand how these databases are being structured. When you reach this stage, it is very difficult for you to bounce back, right? So it is typically represented visually using an entity relationship diagram database schema. So database schema is defines the structure of your database. So just like as we are building, we have your as somebody who is working on the front end, you have your what's it called it UI UX, right? UI UX to leverage on. So as a UI UX, you cannot do anything if as a front end designer, if you don't have access to UI UX, there is nothing you can do. So the same thing goes to database. So even before you start building that project, how can you just start a project without database? You don't even design a schema. Who does that? You know that excuse me, you want to build out, you just go boom, I want to build upstairs. Boom, you start building. Right? So the database is structured, the schema structured their database. So in product in front end, we call it UI UX, right? What is the UI? Give me the UI UX. Let me leverage on it. So in back end, we call it schema. So whatever you are doing, the visual representative of your code or your software or your database is called what? A schema. So have that in mind. If I mention a schema, know that I'm referring to that. So I mentioned an instance. I can say the instance of the table. So when I use the word instance, it means that I'm referring to the column of the table. So you should be able to learn how to use STAM as a software engineer. So that's why it's important that you learn how to use STAM. When I say instance, right? I need an I'm using an instance of this of the table. So when I say instances, it means that you are referring to the table because the table is a class. So a class value or a class method is called what? An instance of that class. Though, so now in every database table, you have instances, right? Instance like name, instance like full name, instance like address, instance like phone numbers. So it's also called a field, right? Now the relationship between table and a field and other dates, times are all called what? They all have to be in your schema. Now let's look at three types of relationship, right? It's a bit confusing for us. The last time we had quite robust arguments about that, so I have to just take it upon myself to come up with the research that can be able to settle that argument. So we are going to have like 5-6 examples, practical examples, where we'll be able to, be able to over this the one-to-one relationship. We have one-to-many relationships. So one-to-one relationship is just like you have the Facebook, right? I use the Facebook, for instance, a Facebook user and the profile, right? So the profile, so when you say one-to-one, who is referencing one? You need to understand before you be able to understand how this relationship works. So for instance, if I said one-to-one relationship, right? So I come up with this one-to-one relationship, and here I have I have let's say a profile. Now in this profile, does this I need to put oh sorry, let me delete this. All right, let me do it again. All right, sorry. All right. So come here, we have this a profile. I just call it pro, right? So the profiles, and then we'll have a user. I'm not good at I'm not good at using all these words. All right. So when look at this, we have a profile here. This is a profile
Hello,
model.
sir. We can't see your screen. We can't see your screen, sir.
Really? Okay, it's
Okay,
true.
it's true.
You can't see my screen.
That's
I
my
see relationship, Abi.
You are sharing pattern.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that.
Let me share the
Let me share the
whole screen.
whole screen.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
I was just sharing
I was
part
just
of the
sharing
screen
part of the screen
because I wanted
because I
to
wanted to.
do some. Alright. So alright, that's good. So like I was explaining earlier, so when you come here, we have a profile, right? So in this profile, now we have a profile model. So when you look at if you look at the profile model, so in that profile model, this is what we call one-on-one relationship. Now when you look at this, in this one-on-one relationship, right, it means each user has exactly a one profile, right? And each profile must belong to a user, right? So let's say you go to Facebook to create an account. It's not possible to have two profiles. You must have one profile and one user. So each user must have one profile, and one profile must have one user. So when you are referencing this man, the user and the profile. So the profile must just have one user, which we are going to be looking into earlier, before now, after now. So we do some practical and be able to understand that that's one-to-one relationship. So we move into another one that is one-to-many relationship. So one-to-many relationship. Now in this one-to-many relationship, we have a relationship between a user and a post. Now let me clean up this thing. So we have a relationship between a user and a post. Let's say we have post here. So then we have the user, right? So now when you look at this, we have the post, we have the user. And the user can have multiple posts. That's why you as a user using Facebook, you can have multiple posts. You don't just have only one post. You can create posts today. Those that do Instagram, maybe those that do Facebook. Now, when you go to that post, right? Now, I said one-to-many. So a user and a post. Why is it one? Why is it many? Listen so that you can understand. Why is it one? Why is it many? Oh, one, many. Who is many there? The many there is the what? The post.
The post, sir.
The post have many.
The post.
Exactly. So the user is the one referencing the post, because you will see the user first before you see the post. So when you are referencing anyone that you are referencing to, that's what defines the relationship. The relationship between a user. A user can create as much as post. That means a user is one person. So a user is what? Is one. I am the user, which is one person. So the first reference, the first table you are referencing is what defines the relationship. The first table you are referencing is what defines the relationship. As a user is referencing the post, so the relationship must be defined based on the user. User is one. That means a user is one person, but now that one person it's having multiple children. It's just that the relationship within a father and a son. People like the guy have 6 children, if I'm not mistaken. So the guy is what we call one-to-many relationship because he has many children. So a father is allowed to have many what? Children, while a child is only allowed to own one biological what? Father. He can have other father figures. The guy, am I understanding? Are we together?
Yes, sir. You're on point. Yes, sir. We're on point.
Good. So now let's look at the relationship between a Twitter user and a tweet. A Twitter user must have as much as tweets they want, but a tweet must be designated to a particular user. They cannot come in Twitter and see two people, only one tweet. Is it possible? It's not possible.
Not possible.
Now, a user has many. See, this is one of the things that confuses young programmers. In fact, this thing confused me for more than 8 months when I was coming up. So if you don't understand that, when you're creating a database, you don't know what to do. Are we together? So
Yes, sir.
now a user can have multiple posts, but each post is associated with only one user. This is called what? One-to-many relationship. I think I've done with that explanation. If you don't understand the explanation, if you are married, use yourself as a one, your children as many. Are you getting me? One-to-many relationship. We also have many-to-one relationship, which we're going to talk later. We will explain it further later. But this is just a theory. I want to do that as soon as possible. Then I move into the practical. Now we have many-to-many relationship. The guy, can you help us? Or anybody, can you help us? What's many-to-many relationship? Give us instances.
A relationship between two tables that doesn't have limit to a single person, which is multiple people can access it at a time, and at the same time, either way around, multiple people can access it either way around. It's not limited to specific user. Anybody can have access to that data. That is what we call many to many.
Okay, give us example.
Let me think of a better. Let me use our dashboard as a good example now.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say a WhatsApp group post. Once a post is being placed in a group, anybody can tag the post and make a comment. Anybody can reference to the post, irrespective of who posted that post, and we can copy the same post. Anybody can copy it. Anybody can can react to it. That is many to many. It's not limited to a specific user, irrespective of who posted or who made that post. It can be shared. It can be reacted to by many people, and we can even have access to copy from. That is many to many.
Okay, who can try this? Who can try?
Good evening, Hi Chief.
Yeah, greetings.
The many-to-many relationship is a relationship where a particular person is not assigned a unique identification. For instance, like a post made on a general social media platform, let's say Instagram or Facebook, the comment section, a particular person can communicate or comment on the post of several persons, and several persons can comment on each other posts like that. Just like when you look at the comment section of a post on Facebook or on Twitter, like Twitter Space, for example, you have different speakers talking to different audience, and different audience giving different feedbacks at the same time, to different speakers. So that is a many-to-many relationship.
Okay.
That is, in this case, a particular user is not assigned a unique post or a unique identification. But in the case of one-to-one mapping, one specific user and a specific identification. Then in the case of many to
Just that
one to
when you are
many,
chatting with somebody on like
yes,
one-to-one, you only chat
yeah,
with one
like
person, and the person chat to you
yes,
only. Then we have a WhatsApp group, let's say a group messages. Where if anybody chat to each
yes,
other, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
an open discussion. For example, the relationship between me and Skyline on Facebook is one-to-one relationship. While the
Exactly.
relationship between me, Skyline, and every OTS member on Facebook is one-to-many relationship. But the relationship between several OTS members with each other on Facebook is many-to-many relationship.
Okay.
That's the
So
way
we
it
are going to
is.
look, or not just we are going to look at the schema as well, because not saying it, how are you going to arrange it when it comes to schema? When they say, okay, create a schema of Twitter space, can you be able to do that?
Yes.
Another thing. So very, very important. But let's look at it in a way of, I think that would be enough for now. Let's look at it in a way of, possibility of having a schema, right? So we are without having a schema, there's no way you can implement that on the portal. So let's look at this: a Twitter follower, right? A Twitter user and follower, right? So let's say, for example, follower. So we have a following and a follower, a relationship between a following and what and a follower. So if you follow me, right, I can follow you back. Are you getting me? So if you follow me, I can follow you back. And me as a follower, I will have as much as follower I want. I can follow many people as I want. You also, that the person that you follow me can follow as much as people as you want. Just like the situation between a cheating boyfriend and a cheating girlfriend is a many relationship. The guy, are we together? Okay.
Yeah, we are on point, sir.
Now, I also let's look at Facebook, right? Facebook friends, right? A relationship between a friend request, right? So a Facebook friends model. So when you're having Facebook user will have friends. So when you're creating Facebook as a user, you create a Facebook model, an instance of Facebook friends. So a Facebook user will have a friends, right? So that is many to many relationship, because your friend can have as much as friends he wants. He likes on Facebook, right? You can send as many people you want friend request. After you have your friends, and you can send as many people you want friend request. So the relationship between, please mute your mic, Let mute your mic. It's very important. Okay, thank you. Please mute your mic now. Please moderate. All right. Now the relationship between you sending somebody friend requests, and your friend can have as much as friend or send as much as friend requests they want, and you can as well send as much as friend requests you want. It's what we call many to many what relationship. Then another thing also, a Facebook group, right? So in a group, you can join any group you like in Facebook, more than 10 groups. The same thing with group can have as more than 10 members or more than 100 members without having only you as a what as group member. So that is what we call many to many relationship. Now actions speak more louder than words. So let's look at the action word instead of talking without without doing it. So let's look at the action words. So the first thing we are going to be looking at is one to many relationship. So through that one to many relationship, we're also going to be looking at one to many and many to one, right? So when you look at this table here, and one to many relationship, so we have a customer, right? A customer table, a customer model, or a customer table. I can use model, I can use table. So when I mention model, know that I'm referring, or a class. When I mention class, know that I'm referring to the table. So I'll not be using table again, right? Henceforth. So a customer class. So we look at this class. It has 1, 2, 3 order, which is many order. So when it comes to the schema, in this schema, I come to the database. Then a customer we have customer like John, Timmy, and Eric. So in this customer, John, Timmy, and Eric, we have a order table. So when you look at it, John have an ID of 1, right? You see that John order baskets, and the same John also with the ID of 1 also ordered another product down here. So the relationship between the customer that can have as much as order they want is what we call many to many, because the cost one to many, rather the customer is a one model, then having access to many products, right? So you can buy as much as product they want. That means the quiz customer can order as much as product they want. You also look at the relationship between you and the Gigi and Jumia, those that order something. So if you go to Jumia, you're not just to order just one thing. You can order as much as product you want. Why a particular order can only be attributes or attached to a particular user, right? That's what we call one-to-many relationship. So one-to-many relationship exists in relational database when one role in table A, let table A be profile, is linked to many role in table B, let table B be post, right? So this means a user will have access to as much as many posts they want, but only one role in table B is linked. So look at this word, only one role in table B is linked to one role in table A. So that means that when it comes to table A, so that table A have many roles in table B. That means a one relationship, which is the user, right? The user can have access to all the posts. Let's say you want to get a post that the guy made for 1 year, or president made for 1 year. For you to get that table, for you to get a post of the president, you need to go through the user. And if there's no relationship between the user and the post, there is no way you can be able to extract the post of the president, right? It's not possible. So that's why the A role will have many, can have access to many posts. Why the relationship between the username that is linked to the post is just one relationship, which we are going to explain furthermore on our practical. Then here in one-to-one relationship, one record in table can be associated with one or more. That is one record in a table. That's why it's called one to many. That's one record in a table, which is one record in a table can be associated with one or more record in another table. So we are going to be seeing more of the examples. So we look at the transaction. So we look at the transaction we have here. Let's say go to a transaction. When you go to your transaction you have done, maybe in your bank transaction, when you go there, you will see the username, right? Demo user. So that demo user, you see all the transactions that the demo user have carried out. So in this demo user is a one field, right? A one user. But you can see that it has multiple words, can carry out a multiple transaction. The same relationship you have with you and your bank account, right? You and your bank details. So when you go to your bank and go to transaction, you are not just seeing only one transaction, right? You are seeing all the transactions they have carried out, and those transactions must be in your name. You don't go and see another person's transaction here, maybe the person that transferred money to you, right? So that is how one-on-one relationship is. So let me move ahead and do the practical, how it look like on the one-on-one, one-to-many relationship. I'm also going to be looking at many-to-many relationship, vice versa, right? So we look at it after we've done looking at one-on-one relationship. Then we're also going to look at many-to-many relationship. So let's look at one-to-many relationship before we look at many-to-many, many-to-one relationship, right? So in many-to-one relationship, and if you look at what we have here, which I have already done, we have the customer model. So in this customer model, we have the name, we have the email, we have the phone number, then we have the transaction, right? So we have the transaction here. Now we have what we call one. So the customer is referencing the customer is referencing the transaction. So when it comes to the transaction, you must have a user reference, right? You must have the user reference. Now this one, you don't need to, let's remove this is wrong. You don't even need to reference it. Yeah, this is wrong, right? So let's have this here. So you reference the ID, right? So the foreign key, which is the user that is here, is actually referencing this man, the ID. So if you want to get every information that is coming here, so what you need to do is to call the customer, which is the ID that is here. With this ID, you can be able to have access to everything here. But from the transaction, you can only have access to the ID of the user. So when you look at what is happening here, we have the customer. So the customer can do as much a transaction they want. So we have the reference key that is referencing this transaction. So when you come here, you see that this transaction have a customer, but in this customer, you cannot see any transaction that is referencing it. So the customer will have access as much a transaction they want. That's why transaction cannot do without a customer, what a customer can do without the transaction model. So when you delete the transaction model, when you delete the customer model, the transaction model is going down. Are we communicating? But when you delete the I'm sorry, my dear. When you delete the user model, the transaction is going down, right? But when you delete the transaction model, the user is not going down because the user have other transaction. Are we together? Are we together? I just want you to understand
Yes, sir.
the difference. Before I move ahead to another one, I need to ask questions to make sure that we are clear on this area before I move to the next, because this is very, very fundamental, and I must be very clear before I move to another topic. Now, you look at this customer. So the customer owns the transaction. So one-to-many relationship. If you delete this boom, right? The user, just like when your account is deleted, right? Maybe your account is banned or blocked. Can you have access to your post? The answer is no. Can you have access to your comment? The answer is no. But when a comment is deleted, you can still have access. Maybe sometime when you commented on a post and the post is reported, immediately you log in, either Facebook or Twitter will send you a message that, young man, there's a comment you make. Please go and delete this comment or go and delete this post. You can immediately delete the post, your account will be allowed to continue your activities on the platform. So the customer relationship, the customer owns the transaction, not the transaction owning the customer. Are we together? Then we move ahead also. We have a situation between a payment, right, and a transaction, a payment method and a transaction. So transaction will have just one payment method. A transaction is allowed to have one payment method. So when you look at the transaction, the same thing lies in the relationship between a cohort and a user. So when you look at a relationship between a user and a cohort, is called what? Who can tell us? Let me know if you are learning. If you are coming, you tell us why. Hello, can you guys there? Can anybody help us? You are a cohort, you are in cohort, right? A relationship between a cohort and a leader and a user is called what? Because you are using
Many to one.
One to
Many to one.
wait,
One to one. One to one.
Wait, President.
One to
Abeg,
many.
Mona, wait first now. Let one person talk.
President. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let those that want to say, let them indicate, then call them.
Okay, Mr. Temple, go ahead.
Yeah, it's one to many.
Tell us why.
The cohort is for a particular set of
Mr.
people.
President, please help us.
Now, the cohort is for a particular set of people, and inside that cohort, you have many cohort members. So the cohort is the one, and the members are the many.
Come again.
I said is one to many.
To one to many.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, why is one to many is that the cohort itself.
Let me repeat. The relationship between a user or a member and a cohort. Relationship, not relationship between a cohort. I mean a relationship between a member and a cohort is called what?
Okay, a member and a cohort is one to one.
Hmm. I don't agree with you. That's what.
Mr. Israel.
Hello, and good evening, High Chief. The relation, the relationship between a member and a cohort
Hmm.
is one-to-many relationship.
A member and a cohort.
Yes,
Okay, tell us why.
because the member as the user is a one person interacting with the cohort. Cohort consists of many people interacting with many at the same time.
So it's called what?
One-to-many relationship.
Really? Are you sure?
That is my opinion.
No, not your opinion. Not you know if you are understanding what you are teaching. Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next person.
Mr. Hilson.
Okay, you see my guy.
Okay. Good evening, sirs. Good evening, everybody. From my own understanding, I think it's one to many. The user
A
is one
relationship
person.
between a user and a cohort, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
The cohort is one to many. The cohort is comprised of many
No,
persons.
I say user to cohort, not cohort to user. So you
Yes,
explain
user
it.
to cohort is one to many.
Okay.
Yeah, the user is an individual, and the cohort comprised of many persons, just like Israel said. And
Okay.
From the cohort, a lot of persons can contribute, and maybe you see information from others.
Okay, you know that person.
Mr. Nelson.
Okay, yeah. Good evening, everybody. If you can hear me.
You can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, so, sir, I disagree with the one to many because
Are you sure?
the
Oh,
cohort
cannot confuse us. Fire down,
is
my
already
brother.
a group, and
Yeah.
they are in,
Fire down.
yes. No,
I say fire down, sir. Are you still there, sir?
He's having network issue.
the
I
cohort
would
is
like
already
to.
a group, and they are interacting with each other.
Can
Hello,
you come again?
can you hear me, sir?
Please? Can you come again? I can hear you. At a point, we lost you. Come again, please.
Sorry, it's my network.
Okay.
I said again. Hello, that
Okay,
this
Chidima.
relationship,
Okay, and that guy, go ahead.
No, you were saying something. Mr.
that this
President, wait now.
relationship, no.
Mr. President, wait. They were saying something. The
Oh,
other
I
guy
thought he
said
has
something.
finished.
No, he has not finished. Fire down, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
This relationship cannot be one to many because cohort is already a group, and there's an interaction between them. Yes, the interaction and once I speak in a cohort, it reaches to many and not one, and many can also reply to me at the same time.
That is not the reason. Please, let's person. We'll cut it down. Let's another person. Any president have another person. Again.
That guy, there are plenty.
Let's see the guy.
All right, I support the last one. It should be many to many.
Yeah,
Why I
explain
said
why
it,
the relationship between a user and a cohort is many to many, many to one. Is it many to many?
many to many, not many to one.
Okay,
No,
many
it
to
Why?
can't
one.
be many to many.
Don't boss me. Yeah, okay, fire that.
Sorry,
It
sir,
can't,
can
it
I
can't be many
speak?
to many.
Huh?
Let me explain this now.
Okay, yeah, fire that.
Why I said this many to many is because a co-op is a group of a thing. We have many users there. A user, when he posts in a cohort, the message goes to everyone, every member of that cohort. And another user in that cohort can even talk to everybody in the same cohort. So the messages is interchangeable within all of the member in the cohort. It's not just from a user. to some certain people in the cohort, because the message always flows to everyone all together. And another person can decide to post again, and it goes to everybody as well, including the first user. So it should be many to many.
Don't look at this as a WhatsApp group. Look at this as on the platform. Don't look at it.
You mean our platform, right?
Yes.
And on our platform, it should be one to many.
Because if you look at it on WhatsApp, nothing concern WhatsApp. You are designed for WhatsApp. The one I'm looking about the platform.
Our platform is one to many.
How many cohort are you?
In my cohort,
No,
I'm in one cohort.
How many cohort?
I'm in one cohort. That is, if it is our platform, is one to many. That is what I'm saying.
One to many.
One to many.
The relationship between a cohort to a user is different from a user to a cohort. So you're aware?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, the relationship between a user to a cohort, that's what I'm saying, is what relationship?
A user to a cohort is one to many.
One to many. Next person. Yeah. I disagree with you.
Chidima, please hold on.
Good evening, sir.
Chicken money down the way.
I didn't wait though. Well done, sir. Good evening, everyone. Yeah. The relationship between a user and cohort is one-to-one, because a user, we're talking about one user here, not all the members. So we're talking about one member here. One member can only belong to one cohort. But we can talk about the issue of the relationship between a cohort and then the members. The relationship between a cohort and the members can now be one to many.
What is a cohort?
One cohort to many members. A cohort here is one body, one entity. When we're talking about cohort, we're talking about cohorts. So a cohort here is one entity, so it's one. Whether it has many members, we're talking about one cohort, one. So the relationship between the user and cohort is one-to-one. But the relationship between cohort and the members now is one to many. That's what I understand. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go to the next person.
Lawrence.
Okay, good evening, everybody. I agree with that guy, because that's exactly what popped up in my mind, is many to many, with the reason that the many to many has been defined already, and we know the definition that it's not just about you communicating with the cohort alone. The cohort is also communicating with you. And when the cohort communicates with you, you're kind of exchanging, you're kind of interacting. So you are communicating to many, and many is communicating to you. So it's more like you to many, and many to you too. It's like that's many to many. That's what I believe. That's what I believe
I have to take it off from here. Let's not just confuse ourselves. All right.
Sorry, sir. Can I say something?
Okay, say something.
So now, your question is the relationship between a cohort and a member, right?
A relationship between a member and a cohort, not
a member and
a member.
Okay, a member and a a member and a cohort.
The cohort is an entity that is housing a lot of members. Yes. So many has access to that user, because the member is communicating to many. And the many is also communicating with the what they can reply that cohort member, that user, to the they can reply him. So it's many to many.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
That's true.
Wow. All right.
Can I say something, sir?
Unfortunately,
sir, can I?
Sir, I've not said what I've not even said what I want to say. Okay.
Yeah,
now
it's many to one. It's many to one. Hello?
Yeah, pardon.
So let me speak, please.
If you're telling
please, hold on. Mr. Mickelson. Mr. Mickelson next.
Okay. President, allow them to speak, please. Let them speak.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
So, I'm the one that is speaking now. Hold on, please.
Mickelson is speaking. Good evening, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the relationship between a member and the cohort is one to many. Why? Because a cohort, a cohort is a body already comprising of many people. Why you said you are talking of one way now, not both ways. You're
Yes.
talking of a member which is outside communicating with a body, like a department comprising of many people. So it's one way you're talking about now. I say it's one to many,
You could want to
not
many.
many to many.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh yeah. Next, any other person again? President.
Yeah, yes. Good evening.
Hold
This,
on,
this,
Mr. Prince. Mr.
Okay, good
Prince
evening. Good
Ogbuehi.
evening. Good evening, hi Chief. Good evening, everybody.
Okay. Fine.
I will want to agree with Chidinma. It is one to one.
Are you there?
It is one to one because team. Every user has one cohort.
Remember when you said one
Every
to one. All right.
user has access to only one cohort.
And the user have
So
only
with that, it is one user
a
communicating
code have
with
only
just
one user.
one cohort.
And user have only one code. Is that
No,
what
I mean
what
a
what you
user. Every user has only one cohort.
not every user.
So
A
it
user,
is
you are looking
one
at
to
the user
one.
model. Please, when you are saying look at the model, not a user. A user is just the field. Look at this model. This model have all the whole users. Look at this class here, this table here. Are you getting me? That is the user model. So when you are talking about user, you are referring to this man. This man can have thousands users, can have 1,000 users, not just one. So if you are talking about code, you are looking at the entity. That's why we say entity, not just a particular one user. Are you getting me? It's an entity we are
Okay.
looking at.
Okay, sir. If that be the case, then it should be many to one.
Tell us why.
Many to one.
Tell us why.
Since the reason is that the users are many, and each user will only have one cohort. Every user must
Are you sure? Are
must
you
have
sure? Are you sure?
only one
Are you sure?
cohort.
Are you 100%
Yes.
sure?
Nobody is more than one cohort.
Okay.
I'm very sure, right?
Oh, wow. We are
Please,
having a lot of things here.
let me say something, please.
Okay. Please, this is the last person before we move on.
Okay, sir. Sir, just like what you explained, from this now, there is no way. Just like a cohort must have at least one member. Let's say a cohort must have at least one member, one or more members. But there is no any user that have two cohorts. So it's one to many. So there is no way a user can have two cohorts. But a cohort can have more than one user. So it's one to many.
Okay, that's fine. Now,
Many to many.
please, it's okay. It's okay. So that we can learn. This is a relationship between a user and a cohort. When it comes to user model, we have many users, right? We have many users assigned to one cohort. Each user, are you getting me? Let's say each user, one cohort have many user. Is that clear? One cohort like this have what? Many user. When you are referencing a user to a cohort, a user, which is the main endpoint, a cohort is one, right? One cohort. Remember, I told you when you are giving the name of relationship, the relationship must start from what? The one you are referencing. So if the user that is referencing the cohort, can one cohort, can one user, can a user model have many cohorts?
No.
Can a user model have many cohorts? No. The answer is no, right? But a cohort can have what? Many user.
Yes.
So the end
Yes, sir.
point
Yes, sir.
is the cohort that have many user. So when a cohort is, when user is referencing to a cohort, it's called many to one, because many user will have one cohort. So you look at the user, not the cohort. Many user will have one cohort. It is the user that is referencing to cohort. So cohort will only have, cohort is one, user is many, right? If come to a cohort, you have many user. So when a user is referencing a cohort, it's called many, because the user must have many. A user is under what? Under the cohort. So a user must be in one cohort. So that means the user is going to cohort, not cohort going to the user. So when the user is going to cohort, it is going to many places, just like a house and an individual. A house must have many people. So let's see cohort as a house, while a person as a user. So when it comes to user, when you're going to the house, is what is called many, because the user is having many words. The house is having many people. The same way with the user, when it comes to here, in this cohort, it can have more than 2 users, right? More than 5, more than 10 users in this cohort. Are we together? In this user, in this cohort, in
No,
this
sir.
cohort.
I'm confused, sir. I'm
Okay,
confused, sir.
let me explain. Let me explain later. Let me.
I have a question.
Okay, hold on. Let me explain. Finish. Let me explain. Let's do this way. Let's do it this way. Let's say, okay, let's do it this way. Let's say, one user, one user have access to one cohort. Are we together? A user, this user have access to only one cohort, right? Why? What am I saying? Okay, one user have access to one cohort, right? Why one cohort? One cohort, which is this, have access to many users. This cohort can have as many users they want. That means each user, which is this user, belong to what? One cohort. Why one cohort, which is this cohort, have access to many users. So one user, your user cannot belong to cohort. That's why when it comes to your back end, you are not in cohort 4 and cohort 5. You are only in cohort 15 or cohort 10. So it cannot be in one cohort, 2 cohorts at the same time. It is not possible. So one cohort has many users. Why? Each user belongs to what? One cohort. So for one cohort to have many users, when a user is referencing to a cohort, the fact being that you are not the only one in that cohort, and you are the user referencing to, there are many people there. So it is called many to one, because the relationship between the cohort and the user is because the many user would belong in one cohort. Why one cohort can only go for one user. So each user, this user belong to one cohort. Why one cohort has many users. But when you're referencing from the user side, you will call it many to one, because the endpoint, which is the person you're referencing, is many. How many would cohort have? How many users would cohort have? Is many. So when this arrow, let me delete this arrow. When this arrow, which is the user, is referencing to any object, you look at the object you're referencing. So when it's coming to this place, you ask how many, is this man, can it take more than many users? The answer is yes. Then it becomes many to one. Because many user, which is user. Let me repeat that again. Many, look at my arrow. Many user to one cohort, which is called many to one. Do you guys understand? If you don't understand, please.
Yes, sir.
If you don't
We
understand,
do.
let me repeat. Let me repeat
I
this.
have a
Sir, that
question
means
now.
it's supposed to be users to
Said
cohort.
cohort consists
The
of
cohort
how many
is
people?
supposed to be users to
Now,
cohort,
let me
not
recap.
user.
Listen,
I have a
listen.
question.
I'm coming. Let me
Please
recap.
recap.
Let me recap. Now,
Recap.
many user. I'm coming. Oh, when a user is referencing, look at the arrow. How many people will be here? How many people? Many or one? Many or one?
Many.
Now,
Many,
when you look
many,
at this
many.
arrow, look. I
Many.
want you to listen to something. Just look at me. This is a user referencing to this model. How many will be here? Many, right?
Many,
So
many.
it's going to many. It's not going to one. So he call it many to one relationship because the user is going to many cohorts. He's going to a particular cohort. Why? When the cohort is coming, when you are referencing a cohort to a user like this way, it become one what to many relationship. So the reason why it is one to many relationships because one cohort, which is this cohort, must have only one user. So in a situation when you are referencing it this way, let me move this in this side. When it is like this,
God bless you, sir.
I got just hold on. Don't know why this thing is slow. Just calm down so that people will understand. Let me okay, let's go this side. Now when you are referencing it this side, are you getting me? Now when you are referencing from the cohort angle, now you need to understand that one cohort can have many users. Sorry, one cohort can have what? Many users. So we're referencing from, let me zoom this in a little bit. So that, let me delete all this so that you understand. It's not about talking. You need to, I also say always look at this model, not this one. Are you getting me? Look at what this model is having. Look at what this model is having. Now, when you look at this model now, one cohort, which is this cohort, one cohort have many users. Are you getting me? Remember, one cohort, which is this cohort, can have many users. Why each user have one cohort. Remember, what is here is one. It can only have what? One. It's referencing to a user. That means one user can have only one cohort. So when you're referencing to what is one, which means this model can only have one cohort, it's called one to many. Do you guys understand? If you don't understand, let me know so I will explain again and again to make sure that we understand. Now,
I understand better now. There's
remember,
a question I have. I have a
okay. Now let me recap again. Remember, I have changed this. I've changed this to one, right? It was this side before. But I moved it to this side. Now means the cohort is now the one referencing. It's no longer many to many because this man only have one cohort, not many cohorts. So look at this man. How many cohorts in a user? Yeah? How many cohorts in a user? How many cohorts do the member have? Yeah, how many cohorts? Now, when a cohort which have many is referencing to a user that has one, it's called one to many. Because it is the one that is referencing, it is the many that is referencing to one, not one that is referencing to many. That means cohort that has many is the one referencing to the user, which is one, which the user has one cohort. So if a cohort is referencing the user, it means one. It first of all call this man first before this man. If this man can have one user per cohort, so what is here? The user can have many. A cohort can have many users. Why this man can have just one cohort? So you call this man one to many. Why if this man is this side, then a user is referencing a model that have many users. You call it what? Many to one. Is it clear? ChatGPT, ask this night, what's the relationship? Listen, just add this one. What's the relationship between a user and a cohort and a cohort and a user in database relationship? In database relational, use relational database. In relational database, what's the relationship between a cohort and a user? Do it this night, get the answer. Then in the next class, we can have an interactive section to know if it's clear. If you have any question, please can unmute and ask your question.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
This is Lucky.
Okay.
Go 30. I Actually, following the analogy you're trying to explain to us, I can see that you have the user at the left-hand side and the
Yes.
code at the right-hand side.
Yes.
So I want to use an analogy for code. I believe OTS, we have so many user in
Yes.
OTS.
Yes.
Then in a cohort, we have users in a cohort.
Mm.
Now, I remember when you want a cohort to pass, maybe when the users in a cohort have issue and they want to pass information to the president.
Mm.
Now, let me say the president is a user, but it's not part of the cohort.
Mm.
Now, you now say, okay, the president will say, I don't want the user in cohort 30 to get to me. I want the cohort leader. That means the cohort leader is representing the user
Yes.
to Mr. President.
Which is
So,
many. Which the president is one. The president is one.
yes.
The cohort
So-
is many, right?
Okay, so in that aspect, if it is the cohort leader that's referencing the president, is it many to one?
No. If the cohort leader that is referring to the president is one, are you getting me? It's
Yes.
called. If you want to confuse me more, it is well. Okay, let me calm down. Now, if it's the president, are you getting me? If
Yes,
the
sir.
user, the co-leader that is referring to the president
Yes.
is one. It's called one to many. Are you getting me? Because the president is just one, but it communicates to many cohorts. So you look at the person is referencing, like the president, the co-leader is going to the president. The president is just one person, and it's only one. We don't have two president OTS, so it is called one person. I want to look at the person at the end point, not the person on the receiving side, not the person on the giving side. Are you getting me?
Okay, so
On the receiving side, not the person on the giving side. But the situation where the president is the one talking to the cohort directly. Are you getting me?
Yes.
To the cohort directly. So the people that you're talking to are many. You call it one to many.
Okay, so if the users in the cohort and I make a reference to the president, it's many to one.
If
because
the users,
the president is
if the
one.
user, because the president is one. Are you getting me? The president is one. If the president, listen, the president is one. What is the one person? So it's one person. Look at the president, the person sending the information. It's called one person to many. So he's attending many people. As a person, he's receiving many people. Are you getting me? As a president, he's receiving many cohort members. So it is one. As a one person serving many people, it is called one to many. But if the president if the president going to the cohort, because he's attending to many people, him as an individual is going to the cohort. Now look at the receiver side, not the giver. Forget about the giver, the person that is receiving. Is it many person or one person? If people that are receiving his message are one person, are many, that means it's attending to what we call many to one. If the president is talking to me directly, it's called one-to-one relationship, because I talk to him, he talks to me directly, because I can only talk to the president and pass him message in OTS, and he can only talk to me. So if I'm passing message to the leadership, are you getting me? For a president talking to me, it's one-to-one relationship, because when he talks to me and I talk to him back. But when I'm passing message to the leadership, so people are many. Are you getting me? It's many to one. So you look at the people that are on the crowd. So the many people that you're attending to confess, they are many then to one relationship. Why if all the leadership are talking to me directly, I am the receiving end. So that means it's what? It's one what? It's what? It's many to one. Because they're the one talking to me directly. I'm receiving price one to what? One to many. But when I'm talking to them, it's many to one. When they're talking to me, it's one to many, because I am the receiving side. That means I am one. But when they are the receiving side, they are many. Do you understand?
Yes, I do. So in a situation that you have a panel addressing student, that means it's many to many.
Yes, that one is many to many, because it's no longer one person. It's many to many, because as you are talking to them, they are talking to you back.
Okay.
What you give them, they give to you back.
I think where we're getting confused is the relationship line that you're drawing. You know, you have one-to-one relationship. You have one-to-one. Then you have n-to-one. So when our code were trying something, if you change to n-to-one, it will give you 3 lines. I don't know if you can try. If you can put your cursor on the dot.
See what it's okay. Let me do something. I think I need to do something now so that we all will learn. Some people are a bit not clear. Let me see. This will be better. Now, this will be a bit better for us. So this is our database, right? For OTS. So let me go to cohorts. Cohorts. Now, when I go to this cohorts, this is one cohort, Abi. Are you getting me? This okay. Let me go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is one cohort model, cohort 21. So let me can I even go to this? Okay, this is one cohort. So when you click on this cohort 21, you can see that. Okay, let me remove this and save. Oh, come in. Let me save this. I want to do it in a way that we can understand. Just hold on. Let me do it in a way that we can understand. Let me do it the way we can understand. Don't have a code. Okay, let me. I don't know why I don't have a code. You say I don't have a code. Okay, let me go to the one that I have code. So you have 21. So when you come to this 21, so let's look at code 21. I think they should have a lot of members. So code 21 have this person. Are you getting me? Now it has Inkem Good, have Daniel, you can see all the people that are in cohort 1. Now when they come to cohort 1 is just one. Are you getting me? It's just a one model, a one database, and then he is serving many people. So now, as this database is now, what is the relationship between the database and these users? Just look at this and I'm showing you now. Can you tell us the relationship? Who can tell us?
Many to one.
Yeah?
Many to one.
One to many.
One to many.
You say one to many.
Is many to one.
Why is it one to many? Tell me. Please don't look at here. Don't look at here. Don't look at it as normal. Don't look at it as normal. I get it. Okay, let's do something. This way, this matter here. Just cool down. I think it's not really clear. Okay, let's do this. Let's ask a question here, because let it see if AI can help us. Because me, I don't know what to do again. Okay, what is the relationship between the students and a cohort in relational database? Okay, so now the relationship between a student to between a cohort. Let's just do between a cohort and a student to a cohort. Right. Now let's see what AI is going to say. So so it says in the relational database, a student and a cohort are related entity that can be linked through various relationships. Here is possible relations of their representative. So they said in student, they have student name, and then they have a foreign key, which is cohort. Now in cohorts, they have cohort name, date that the person registered, and then now a cohort is a group of students, right, who start and finish a program together, right? Now a student belongs to one cohort. Who can read this thing so that we can have clear? Can you see my screen? Who can read this thing?
Yes, sir. Let me read.
Please.
Let me read.
Okay, read it.
Yeah,
Okay, read it.
yeah. A
cohort is
student
a group
belongs
of.
to.
So please, one person, please.
A cohort is a group of students who start and finish a program together. A student belongs to one cohort in bracket, identified by the cohort ID foreign key. A cohort can have multiple students, one to many
Now
relationship.
listen. A cohort can have what? Multiple students.
Multiple students.
A cohort is one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. The people is serving is what? Multiple.
Multiple.
What do they call it? One to what? Many.
One to many.
Now, if a cohort is serving multiple students, so a cohort can have multiple what? Students. A cohort is one who is having multiple students, which is called one to many. Now, what of the situation where you say, what about students to cohort relationship? Now, let's see what's going to happen. Okay. All right. So let's have it here. So read, please. Can you read?
The relationship between student and cohort is typically a many-to-one relationship where many students are part of one cohort. One cohort has many students. In this relationship, a student is assigned to only one cohort, e.g., a specific batch or group. A cohort can have multiple students, e.g., all students that batch or group, all students in that batch or group. This relationship is represented in the database schema by the foreign key in student table, referencing the primary key in the cohort table, as I mentioned earlier. Blah, blah, blah.
Now, if you look
So
at the
this
former
is
one,
a many-to-one
it's okay.
relationship.
If you look at the Roman one, the first one is that a cohort as an individual is referring to many people. You are having one to many what relationship. Now, as students, many people referring to one individual, you're having many to what? To one relationship. Is it clear? I mean, not see clear.
Very clear. Very clear, sir.
Crystal clear.
Good. So you can go and read more so that you not get confused. So that when you are designing, because very soon you start designing, and when you are done with your schema, you know what you are going to. So we've learned about one to many and many to one. We also learn about, let's go to one-to-one relationship. So we're moving to one-to-one relationship. Let's quickly do the schema. Then we'll move on. Any other person that have question? Any question? Anybody have any question? Okay. So let's move to, I think we have done this. So okay, that is one-to-one relationship. What we just finished. Okay, one-to-many relationship. So we also done many-to-one relationship. So a many-to-one relationship, like I said earlier, I can say it in our earlier discussion. Who can explain this again? Let's see if we are together. Who can explain this many-to-one relationship? Yeah? Not one-to-many or many-to-one. Who want to try?
Student to cohort.
A student to a cohort.
To cohort.
Is many to what? To one.
Another example.
Okay.
Another example of many-to-one relationship. Like example, member of a church and the church itself. The relationship between the member of the church and the church, or the relationship between the student of a school and a particular institution. Example, the student of a UI and UI itself. That is many-to-one relationship.
Okay.
I don't support to. I don't support cause.
Another
is correct.
Another layman example is landlord to tenant. Like tenant to landlord, many-to-one relationship.
Is it landlord to tenant or tenant to landlord?
Tenant to landlord, tenant to landlord, many-to-one
customer and bank. Customer and bank.
Yes. It's very
customer and bank.
So when you look at it, so when you are building your schema, you know when to add, because when the time comes, when you are doing your defense, I would when I see a schema. So I now to put the relationship in a schema, I will advise when it comes to let's look at this schema. Because I've not been doing that, but this is one of the things I was going to look. Let's say if this let's say we have this model. So let's say this relationship between this guy and this guy is many to one, right? So here we have the user. I don't even think you need this cohort. You don't need this one. So you have to leverage on the user. So the user ID. So when they come here, this user, when it comes to the user model, in bracket here, you can give me like FK, right? So that I will know that this is a foreign key. Are you getting me? So I will know that this is a what? A foreign what? Foreign key. So this is a foreign key. That means it's foreign. It's not really part of this model, right? It's coming from another entity. So that's why we're calling it a foreign word, a foreign key. So a foreign key is identified by the ID. So when it comes here, it's identified by the ID of the user, right? Of the username. I think you've seen that on the previous one. We are learning about the product and the order. When you see the user ID one can order as many as products they want. So when you are building your schema, please make sure that one of the things that if you don't do it, I will fail you. So what is it? What is the relationship called? Yeah. What is it called?
Many to one.
Many to one.
This is many to one. So you can see it here. It is many to what? To one relationship. So that is it called many to one relationship. I hope that is clear. Let's move to one relationship. I hope that is clear.
Crystal clear.
Okay, so let's move back to our schema. Which schema are we going to next? When is the next schema? So okay, I don't have one-to-one relationship. So let me create a one-to-one relationship. So do you understand one-to-one relationship?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, we understand.
Okay, so let's quickly create the schema. Let's create a schema. So in this schema, I'm going to have. Okay, let me have what schema would I create? I'm thinking of a schema to create.
User and profile.
Okay, yeah.
No, use cohort and cohort 10 and cohort 15.
No, it can't be possible.
Use user and profile.
There is no relation between cohort 1 and cohort 15. There is no relationship with them because we are not going to see a relationship. Don't just call it relationship. It has to be what are you getting on the database? What will I get from cohort 1 and cohort 22? There is no relationship at all. There shouldn't be. If you are relationship, tell us why there should be relationship. Because the reason why I do relationship, like I told you, let me show you some so that everything we are seeing here will not be like just let me go to X. Why we should have relationship? You should know why you are having relationship. You don't just okay. The reason why I have relationship because you are having relationship for having relationship sake. You understand? There should be let's say let me come to my post. Where's my profile? I come to this profile, right? So when it comes to this profile, you can see that I have a post, Abi. This post is in relationship with this my user, and this post is a relationship. And then here you can see comment, Abi, or reply. That's a relationship. If there's no relationship, there is no way it can appear here. You grab. So if I want to get all list of cohorts that are in cohort 33, in cohort, so the relationship we should be talking about self is their user, because user and project will have relationship. Because I need to check, we need to write a code that will check their project score of a particular user. So now we are upgrading the Obidient Test Space portal where we have cohort score and look at the most ranking cohort of the week. We can say if this cohort 8, which could have relationship to all the user under that cohort, we say if this cohort 8 does not meet up to their weekly cutoff mark, then ban them from the dashboard. So all the cohort that have relationship with that, all the users have relationship with that cohort would be banned. They will not be allowed to log in. So you are doing this so they can use those data to write any kind of logic you want. There's no logic I say if there's no relationship between code 2 and code 3. That should be, because I feel that if there is a need, or there should be, but me, I feel that there is no need. So when we look at it, there's a relationship between notification. This is a table. Are you getting me? This here is a table. So the reason why having notification, either I subscribe on somebody, or I turn on the notification of the person so that I'll be seeing their post. So there should be a kind of relationship. Same thing with your Facebook. If you go to Facebook now, same thing with your Facebook. Go to Facebook. Go to your Facebook now. You see that the same issue you're having with your Facebook. You say now when you go to Facebook, then you go to this, then you scroll down to this, then you see that where's the post. Let me look at the post I've made of recent. I don't create posts. That's the problem. I only share it now. I only do share. I know they like. I only create posts here. I don't see if you can see me. Okay, look at this post now that I've done. Now when you come here now, you will see some few likes I have and comment. The likes are in relationship with the post I did, and the user relationship, because I need to filter. The reason why you are doing relationship. Okay, let's say for example, most of you that will be submitting their project, if the certificate does not have relationship with a user, if the user does not have relationship with the project, how will you know that you are the owner of that project, you are the owner of that score? So this is how we have relationship. We can use them and do whatever we want to do. So you will not come and tell me the relationship between the code and the code. Please let understand the reason of having relationship. So let's move ahead. Where are we?
I suggested a bank customer and his account detail.
So and another thing, please, if you are using relationship, it should be something you can come up, you can be able to do in a schema. If it's something you can't do in a schema, there's no need. Are you getting me? If it's something you cannot write in a schema, you cannot say relationship between a car and driver, or you write it now, let's see in a schema. You cannot say relationship between a relationship between a landlord and a tenant. You can still create a tenant model and create a landlord. It's possible. So let it be something when I ask you, okay, go and create it in a schema. You can create it in a schema. So let's move ahead. Let's go to one-on-one relationship. Then we'll do many-to-many relationships. We'll call it off for today. So yeah, I have a profile. So in this profile, let me create profile schema. I have another one. User. The user should always start with capital letter because it's a class. A class also start with capital letter. Don't use small letter. We are finishing database today. Any other one you learn by yourself. Okay, we have this, right? All right. So now what we are going to do, the user will have a username, right? The user will have a username. So we have email address, email. Then we have sorry.
Passcode.
Password.
Now you are looking at user. Then any other thing again? Is it passcode? No. It's a relationship.
Passcode be under profile.
It's a relationship under profile. So a phone number.
You should have a name now. You should have a name.
The phone number. Then what again? I think
name.
Full name. All right. So
sorry, sir. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, fire down.
So are you not going to teach database constraints?
Okay, constraint, unique constraint. I think I have it here. Constraint, which is a null, blank, and cool, right?
Yes.
Unique equals to true. I think we have it. We have it here. We should have it. Thank you very much for reminding me. I think I have it. I have it here. I should have it. Okay, I think I have it here. Look at it here. I'm supposed to teach blank. It's the last part of our class, so I will look into that. No, I think I have this. So let's move. So while you are one-on-one relationship, so one-on-one relationship. Okay. So one-on-one relationship, I think we've done many-to-many relationships. So let me talk about that many-to-many relationship. So code 15, is it many-to-many? Have you got many-to-many relationship? Many-to-one relationship, brother.
So you're drawing a schema for one to one. No?
Yeah, there, I'm coming. We've done with one-to-many now. We no longer go there. So I don't want you to look at my
We've done
example
with
here.
one to one and
Yeah,
many
my
to
many
one.
to many, right? So I said we want to have code 15. We have the guy. These are using, for instance, I don't know if there are people on code 15. I'm just assuming. So you have Chidiman, Kem Good. So in this example, you can have multiple. Code 15 can have multiple students. Code 12 can have multiple students. Why each student is associated to what with one what they call it
Cohort.
so which will have a money to one, right? One relationship. So many to one relationship in database refer to a scenario where many column in database can associated with one single word user, which is a single table. So many columns are a single column. So if you look at it, a relationship between a cohort and this, which I've explained earlier. So let's move to many one to many, just like a relationship between a husband and a wife. Now, one-to-one relationship in database design is a type of association between two data tables or two classes in which each table in one table is linked to exactly one record in another table, vice versa, right? Even though you change it, it's still one-to-one, right? This relationship is established by linking the primary key of one table to the primary key of another table using a foreign word constraint. So it is relationship where a record in one table is associated to another record in one table. So let's use one-to-many relationship between a cohort. This no, this is an error there. So so the relationship between a user represent a user on the user Facebook platform, while a profile so represent additional information associated with each user. So every Facebook user has a unique profile that contain additional information such as their biography and location, status, right? If you are married or you are not married, right? Location, state of origin, education. You know, when you create Facebook account, right? Next is to do all those the school. You can say somebody attends also school. You know, you understand all this information. Now, one-to-one relationship can ensures that each user profile details are directly linked and accessed from the user entity. So let's quickly do the schema, and then we'll move on to the next. So the schema, I'm good with this schema. Yeah, we have so we have of course oh sorry, my merciful God. All right, boom. All right, so I thought I've deleted this man. Okay, so I'm moving to the database schema next. So in this profile, we're going to have the user, which is very important because it's one-on-one relationship. Okay, yeah, let's go there. So we're going to have the user. Yeah. So we're also going to have the profile as well. Sorry. So we forget to have the user, username, the user. Sorry, user. And yeah, also I think we should have a okay. We don't necessarily need to have here, but when what am I doing now?
So you're adding it as a comment instead of a column.
Oh, damn. Yes, I don't turn my head. It's not even here. So this user is actually linked from here, right? Is that clear? Yeah. So because this can do without this, so one-on-one. So here we also have a profile that attached this as well. Then Give me, I give you. So always make sure that this is identified as FK, foreign key. All right. So okay, what again do we need in the profile? We should have we should have like location.
You didn't add the foreign key.
Huh?
You didn't add the foreign key.
That's the what?
The foreign key you had it now is not displaying there.
Okay, I think I added it on the comments.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So this is also a foreign key. Just notes.
So are we adding the class as foreign key or we're adding a field from the user table?
It's the instant we are adding now, not the class now. It's the instant. And make sure that if you are calling this name, it should be the name of the class. So the name of the class should be the same thing with the instance of the foreign key. You understand?
Okay, sir.
This table, I said it's called table. I will not be calling it table again. So when I say class, I mean this. So in ORM, we don't call it in object related mapping. We've done object related mapping now. So we don't call it table. We call it schema, right? Sorry, class. Call it class. Then why this? Yeah.
Is there a need for adding the profile as foreign key to the user table, user class?
It's not really necessary, but you can do it if you want. It's not necessary. Like I said, it's not necessary. If you want, you can do it. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
Logically speaking, it's not even needed. But if you are designing, I would even suggest not to even add it because it is what it is. So this particular one has a unique field. So you identify it as you are doing it. You use one-to-one field, not just like this. You understand? You use one-to-one. So this one-to-one field will do all the but you are using normal database, it should have it. Yeah. You understand? So, but when you are using the ORM port, which we are going to be, we'll do some few. I believe everybody have created account here, and then go and fork the repository. So we'll just do some few. This is where we write our data. You can see I've created a database design here already. So this folder is where you be all your in fact anything you do here, any keyboard, anything you write here, like on this portal now, anything you write must be tracked. Anytime you write any code, the time is recorded. So if you go and copy code and paste, you didn't write it from here, we know that you copy and paste because we see the time you pasted the code. You don't take 1 minute and write the whole code. So that's what the president was saying is timestamp. So when he says timestamp, I mean any code you are writing here is recording the time you write that code. So if you paste the code, boom, you know that you just copy the code and paste, then we'll disqualify your project. So the energy you are for this place. Even as you are typing here, another person will be seeing what you are doing live, real life. As you are typing, you can even have AI. President will put you guys through on all those things. AI where you can quickly ask whatever you want to ask, right? So there's no need of you not succeeding. He'll put you guys through, and hopefully you guys will know how to go about that. So basically, I'll just summarize this. This is just, it is what it is. So we all know what one-on-one relationship is. So let's move to many-to-many relationship. They'll move into constraint and Kineko. So let's move to the next one. Right. So one-to-many. All right. So what many-to-many relationship?
Sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
So you say you are ending database today. So
yeah.
So on that the schema you were drawing, I asked the question before, but it looks like I didn't put it well. Since you are ending database today, I just have to ask you very well again. I was thinking, if you are writing a foreign key on the profile, let's assume we are on PHPMyAdmin now, and you need to do this thing you have done now. Are you going to use maybe the user ID as a foreign key that will now signify the instance of that user table? or you are going to use the instance of that user table itself?
No, in PHP admin, this
Yes,
is
sir.
SQL. You are going to use the ID of the user. Why in ORM, you are
Yes,
using
sir.
the class of the table.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I get the
Then
point, sir.
the instance of the table, the class of the table now goes under. Let's say, for example, you have posts and user. So you are referencing user to post. So we're going to use the class of that user as an instance of the post.
Okay, sir.
So that is it. So let me quickly do some few things. So let's just I feel that I need to do this, right? Skyline, because so that when I give you people let's look at a social media because rushing this will not help, honestly. Let me look at the social media. So I will not be like JavaScript, I just rush. Right. So let's look at social media, Facebook, for instance, right? So I'm looking at the Facebook first. So let's look at the Facebook, the user model and the database. So here is the user. So we have the user, then we have the profile, right? I'm just looking at the Facebook model, profile. What's this now? Profile. So and then we have post, right? We have post. So now see problem. How this thing can't change again now? I'm not serious. So next one is comments. Right? So I think we have
Likes.
you have comment. You have a comment to likes. Comments. All right. So we have likes. So these are all table. We have groups. These are just like Facebook. This is just a Facebook model. And
Always start with capital letter.
yes, sorry. It can also be like what's it call it? It can also be like a post. So a post model. So in this schema now, of course, we are going to have like the user. We have, of course, just a username and an email, of course, a phone number. Phone number. I think what again? Password. All right. So we are good to go. Then the next one is the profile. So the profile in Facebook, have a profile schema. They have
Sir, when do you make use of that ad index? I was trying to understand how to use the ad index.
what is that? Add what? Come in.
Ad index. Ad index.
Okay. Index is just like, I think it's just like you want to create like you want to give a kind of a, I don't know, maybe a search, something you can just search. That's why this search is there. You can just search based on that. So the thing is just let it work. Me, I've not explored. Can explore and then come up with your own what's it called? To have user. Okay. Oh, sorry. This should be ID because ID. So ID is just used to get all the information. Of course, we have location. We have education, qualification. I think we have like education. Please, please. Now, when you are writing this instance, please don't use capital. Are you getting me? Because you may try to query it, and you are using capital here. When you are querying it is lowercase. It will not work. and to use that capital. So it is very sensitive. So profile picture, profile pics. Then I think I'm good with this, right? I'm just good with this. So let's have one thing is left.
Is there not date of birth? What about date of birth?
Yeah, date of birth. Yeah. What is left here?
The foreign key.
Yeah, the foreign key, which is what?
User.
Okay, so all right. So there's another thing I didn't teach you guys.
Excuse me, sir. I think
yeah,
that key side, I think there's a unique button there. That place there's primary and unique. Is
Are
it
you
not
sure?
foreign key? Yes. Go to that key logo, click there, you will see.
This place.
No, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Look at the unique key.
Yeah, unique key.
So it should replace.
Thank you very much. No, it's good to explore. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. So unique key, they don't need to add the FK again. So unique key automatically means that it's unique. So some unique key sometimes does not mean that it's a foreign key. Unique key means that you cannot have, let's say if the user is unique, that means cannot have the same username on that platform or the whole database. You understand? A grab. So that's what it means. When something is unique, it means that if I have Skyline, like Facebook username feed is unique. So this should be unique. This should be unique. Because I don't say it should be unique because one user cannot have, many users cannot have the same username. Is it possible on Facebook? It's not possible, right? I wouldn't know. It's possible. Twitter handle. Let's look at Twitter. Username
yes, Twitter.
is not possible. So that means the Twitter feed is unique. So this one being unique does not mean it's a foreign key. So let me correct you on that. They leave it on a foreign key. Yes. You better use primary key than foreign key because it's still the uniqueness means that this is unique. The email has to also be unique. So you just put the unique equals to true. So now another thing also we have not done is that are we going to verify this email? Are we going to verify phone number? If the answer is yes, that means we are going to modify this. So this is actually run behind the scene. So we can say here is verified phone. So is verified phone here got to be a boolean, right? So check to be a boolean. So here you can come and type a boolean. So a boolean returns true or false, right? So on the default, right? So a boolean here return true or false. So if this is false, that means if this guy logged in, we can now force to either have another table called is phone. I just try to add the table is phone verified or anything. Then here we are going to have what are we going to have here? Let me see if you are thinking. So we want this to be here. So what are we going to have here?
SMS, phone call.
We're going to have the is verified phone as a foreign key.
No, what column are we going to have here? Instance.
The
phone number.
Nope. You already have phone number here, so there's no. So phone
a
number
code,
will also be unique.
A code, like a passcode.
Good.
OTP
we are going to have
verification code.
OTP, right? They call it OTP, right? Though which is going to be a
Or
we are going to have a code. So, right, this is going to be an OTP code. Like OTP code, like a 5-digit code, which are going to enter. So if this place is verified, this will be turned to true. That means you'll be allowed to log in. Because if you log in, if this is false, it will take you to this place to verify. Like I've seen some situation where you do not verify your account on the platform and you try to log in again, they still take you back, asking you to either they take you back to ask either you log in and they cannot do anything. I ask you to verify your phone number. You click on the link. So when you click on it, they send you a password or a link. Either you can come here and put OTP, or either You can decide not to use it or use a link. Then when they click on the link, you turn this thing to true. If they put on this, you can also turn this into true. I hope if you get this, but this is behind the scene. You can't see this on the user as user investor. You can't see this, but this is actually behind the scene. You grab. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just doing this so that you know that it's really not just having the field. So you can also decide to
do an email
yes, if you can add any of them, but you can decide to make it not compulsory. You can say, okay, if you are verified by Facebook, if you want to do some certain thing, you need to verify your phone number, right? But the image is compulsory, you must verify your email. So this not really compulsory because it's a bit advanced because we are not yet getting to advance of database, so I will not get confused at the point. I don't want to confuse you guys. But when we start building, we won't do all these things. When we start designing a schema, because the first thing we are going to build is a content management system, which is like a blog. So yeah, so who can tell us the comment, please? Who can help us on the comment? Who can help us on the comment? Who can help us on the comment? Comment.
Reply.
Let me try.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
There should be
on comment to have the user instance.
They have one. Come, this man, respect yourself. They have one comment. They have one this one.
Who is talking?
Okay, fire down.
Can I go?
Okay. Before we go to comment, let's go to post. Okay. Go to comment. Let's go to comment first. Comments. Who can help?
Comment
Can I go?
interesting.
Yeah, go. Fire down.
Okay. In comment we'll have user. That's after the comment ID. So next thing we'll have is user.
Okay. So just hold on, please. I think I'm not following the right distance. This thing should be all be in cap. Sorry. It's a class. So class must always be in capital letter. Please, your note. Okay. Fire down.
So we'll have user. Then we'll have post, because user have to make the post.
Okay.
The comment.
Good.
Yes, then we'll have the like, because other user can come and like the comment. So yeah, Jonathan.
Is that all?
Yeah, to me that's all. Yes.
Delete, Inko.
No. Delete is not on database. Is functionality you write. So you just get the ID and delete. You just get the ID and delete. We don't need to write it. This database now. Delete it is not on database. So is that all? That is not. There's something is there. Something is leaving.
Emoji.
No, emojis are just something on the front end, not on the back end. It can be okay. You can decide to have it though, but it's only on the front end. It can decide to have it, but I don't sure it hit the database. It can only be stored on. Yeah, it can also hit on the database, not really stored on the section though. But I don't feel it's necessary. But the something that is necessary that is missing.
Share on post.
React.
No.
What of React?
Nope. There's no way.
What of reply?
You're having a comment, but you're not having content. You're not going to write. You are going to write comments. I'm not going to write the comments.
The comment itself.
Yeah,
the comment
I use what you have here.
What did
so the comment itself.
Yes, I use what I can see here on the Draw SQL.
What are you seeing?
No, because I can see this thing user, I can see profile, but the profile now is for the users. You understand? Now I can see this thing post, I can see like. That's why I said user goes first, because the user will already have a profile before be able to comment.
Yes, I know.
You understand? Then when the user comment, that is making a post. Then after the post is like, because other users have to come and like the post.
When you go to Facebook and you want to
the comment itself.
Hold on. This place, you didn't call it. When you are writing the comments, comment as. The
I
comments
think
are
that's
there.
is it not the index?
No, this is the comment now. Like you write the comments and then you post. He kind of comment. He said, okay, we have the like because when you come to comment,
Yeah.
you can
Sorry,
have
sir.
their liking a comment and react, because react even comes the same, because you cannot comment and like again. You can either like or do this, because you can either like or react. So react and this are they're all the same thing.
All of them, they are react,
They are
either like
yeah,
or
yeah.
love or all
Now
those
the
things.
major thing they didn't include it, which is this where you write the comments.
Now, sir,
Yeah?
sir, this comment now is already the comment now that we are adding all those other databases to.
Yes.
Is this comment here?
Yes,
So
that's what I'm saying.
that's what I said, that the comment has to have a comment ID first.
Yes.
Before the user, before the post and
is
like.
that all for you?
To me, that's all I can see. That's all for me here.
No, that is not all. That is not all. The comment content, you are not writing. If you have all this, well,
Yes, now that is the ID now. That is the ID itself.
No, that is not the ID. The ID of the comment is different.
But you don't have any database diagram here for the comment itself.
This is the comment database now. You not seen it table.
Now, yes, you are not talking about the comment itself.
Yes, the comment description, like the way you come
the
here.
Comment description, but you.
This is it here.
Okay, yeah. That's true.
So when it comes to the comment, you need
it has to be inside there. Yes. No, that means even it has to be before the user.
No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The thing is that a comment must be connected to a post. Are you getting me? And a user that is commenting, a person that is commenting must be a user. And must be under a post. A post cannot come and be commenting. It must be a user. That's why user is there.
Yeah, that's why I structured it this way when I was calling them.
So there is something that is left, which is the comment itself. You can say content. That is all. I think this is.
And you put text.
Okay, content.
Or you put text, any of this, because you need to write something.
Okay.
And then comment.
Okay, yeah.
Then who can help us on this post?
So I didn't get what you said.
Who can help us on the post? No, you, another person.
Post, we have user.
We have user ID.
They have one house, please.
ID now.
Huh?
We have ID, then we have ID, then we have user.
Huh?
User.
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 User. Next.
Content.
Next. Or you can call it post.
We have post.
Or you can call it post.
We have post.
What next? What next?
We have like.
We have
share.
We have comment. We have
comment
we have
instance. The comment instance. The comment instance. The comment instance. The comment instance.
Nope. Which one the comment instance? Nope. Which one the comment instance?
comment. Just comment. We have comment.
The comment instance now. The comment.
Why you having comment in the
as a foreign key now.
Hold on. When you are creating a when I come to Facebook,
Not comment instance.
Why you have comment in it? Hold on. When I come here, I want to create a post, and I click on where is that post, and I click on post. What are you seeing here?
Okay.
I think audience should be there.
I can only see people do not even call a photo where you can upload photo, then tag where you can tag friends, emotion, you put your emotion. You know these things. These are something that's supposed to be here. There's nothing like. You can't comment it. You can tag friends.
What of
So go on. You are saying something. So look at everything that's here. Whether you are only going to add just the picture of the post you want to make. Let us go to advance so that we are still learning. You understand?
And
so
the time.
Now remember, please note, this thing is what we are going to use to build our content management system. So when I say, okay, we are building blog, create a database, a schema for it. Don't be looking at me that I don't know what you are doing. Because it's the schema. If the schema is approved, then you start creating the back end. So let's have file, right? Or a picture. Let's say file. So for a normal post. I think then title of the post, because if let's say if it's a blog now, you need to have the title, right? So we are making mistake. The title should go up first. So it doesn't matter, but I feel that the title should go up.
And the time.
Yeah. Then another thing now, who telling us now? Who can tell us what is missing in all this database? Because that's really a problem.
Date and time.
Time. We are not adding time, and the time you are using, time is in two types. We have date time and we have date time and we have date. So don't use created at, you can say date, not this what is created at date. Now when you come here dates, please, we have two types of dates. We have date time. Use date time, don't use date. This date time, this date only store the date. Why this date time store the time, the second, the millisecond when you create it, so they can use it. All of them should have the same thing. So make sure you duplicate the same. So do we have a like model? We have a like. So this comment you are seeing here is a comment. Like, I don't feel so. A like is a different model on its own. Are you getting me? A like is a different model on its own. It's not the same. It's not the same like. So this like is like for the comment, not for the post. So what would a like have, please? What would the like have?
User.
Okay. A like will have the user.
User.
Hi.
And the post.
Where is that like? Okay. The like will have a user. Of course, there's be a post. A post for the like. Post. So the colon to like, where you can add your like, right? You can say like, right? Because when you click on like, you need to enter somewhere, right? Like 1, like 2, so you can count how many types of like we have. So this is just a very simple way to build a very post. Let's say a blog post, a blog content management system. Then if you have different type of user, then you can create permission and so accurately. That is so. So now let's look at what we call the uniqueness, right? So we'll talk about uniqueness. Now remember, now there's a problem, and the problem is when you are filling a form, there are some form that is required, and there's one that is blank, right? So let me quickly look at this. I think I have it here in our scheme, this thing. Right. So when look at here, we have who can tell us the difference between null and blank? I think it's all here. Null and blank. So when you look at null is for database, which means that null can be true or false, and blank is only used for form validation, right? Right now, when it comes to this schema, and we're having something like, if this is null, right? If I'm having this thing as null, or as null equals to true, it means that this cannot be blank on the database, right? So if we have this like null, we have something like null equals to true. So this means that this space cannot be blank. It's not possible to leave it blank. Are you getting me? But if I have it equals to false, usually on default, database column are not to be left blank. So when you know that a user they are not necessary to fill this thing, you can either put it null equals to false. Now, why blank can only be used for form? You can say, okay, when you are filling the form, it is very important that you fill all the whole form. Then you can decide to come to this place. You put blank equals to either false. So Basically, that's what CoinStream is all about. So CoinStream is usually, I've talked about the uniqueness, right? So when you have issue of CoinStream, is it that the system does not allow you to have multiple users. So another thing we will have here is many-to-many relationship. So which is as more or less that I've said earlier about somebody following you on Facebook, following you on for friend requests on Facebook. So that one is usually used once in a while, which we are talking about on this class, right? So that will be all for